The crucial differences that distinguish human societies and human beings are not biological, they are cultural. Written by Ruth Benedict. In this presentation, I will describe what cultural dimensions is and how that can impact the country's form of communication, the United States being the country that I will mainly focus on today. Hofstede's cultural dimensions theory was a theory created in 1980 by a psychologist named Gert Hofstede. It was a theory to understand how different cultures can communicate and to discern ways how business is done across cultures. America being made up of so many different cultures, it is interesting to see how cultural dimensions plays a role in the country's form of communication. As I will talk about two of the six cultural dimensions, as they will be power distance and masculinity versus femininity. I will first discuss why I chose this country as the main focus for my cultural demonstration. The United States is the third world's largest country in size, as it is located in North America, bordered by the Atlantic Ocean on the east and the Pacific Ocean on the west. Considering it is the third world's largest country in the world, it has also the third largest population in the world, as it is populated by 76.5 of white Americans, 13.4 Black or African Americans, and 18.3 of Hispanic or Latino, and the list just keeps going, which explains why this country it is so diverse and why I picked it. According to the 2020 census report, which informs readers about what everything is happening today. I chose this country not only because I live in it, but because I am a Latino who can notice a significant difference between my country and this one, as the cultural dimensions really seem to make an impact on the way the U.S. citizens live and communicate. Therefore, there are countless reasons why I chose this country for my speech, as cultural dimensions play a major role. The first cultural dimension that I will discuss about today will be power distance, which is the stance of inequality that exists and is accepted between people with and without power. According to Mitji's website article, Hofstede's Cultural Dimensions, Understanding Different Countries. And on Hofstede's model, the country has a score of 40, meaning it has a high stance of inequality, which really disrupts the balance of when it comes to communication, as power can be talked down to those without it. An example being corrupt cops, which talk down and mistreat and offend minorities, as people try to fight against the stance of inequality in this country by forming protests and riots. An example being the Black Lives Matter movement. With the score of 40, it makes sense why this country has a strong belief and embrace of hierarchy, as it places people above one another based on their status, giving those placed on the top a sense of authority, which can be used in a harmful manner. Not only does power distance reflect on this country's form of communication, but so does its high score on masculinity versus femininity, which refers to the distribution of roles between men and women. Having a score of 62 is incredibly high in the masculine dimension, as it is a society who is driven by competition and those who believe to be the best, leading to toxic masculinity and those thinking that they are not good enough when they really are, disrupting how people communicate, especially men to women, as the men will have the mentality thinking that they are more accomplished than women, according to the country comparisons model from the Hofstede's Insights website. Thus, the reason why I picked the United States as my country to mainly focus on for my cultural dimensions presentation, as it represents a culture made up of different nationalities, as power distance and masculinity play a major role in the way people communicate, which is why it is so important for everyone to be knowledgeable on cultural dimensions, as you can understand the differences in cultures across countries. Thank you.